When we talk about modeling, when was your start for that career or fitness in general?
Modeling started when I was a kid, a little girl.
How do you even be able to keep up with your body like that?
Staying open-minded about things, that open mentality, I think it keeps people young.
When you moved to Europe, what was the challenge that you faced?
I was a little nervous because I thought, well, the show is more for younger models.
Tell us about that and how was the casting and everything?
You know, modeling actually is something where, yes, you're gonna get no's, you're gonna hear no's, but don't stop.
You know, I always question myself when it comes to like Netflix reality shows or any other TV reality shows. How do people like apply? All right, welcome back, guys. This is Behind the Logo, powered by Ego, and today we have an amazing guest as always. She's a beauty, strength, and confidence in motion. From Panama, Tamara has turned modeling into a story of courage and purpose, breaking barriers and inspiring others along the way. Please welcome Tamara. Today's episode is more than modeling. It's about confidence, self-discovery, and breaking limits at any stage of life. Tamara's story reminds us that it's never too late to redeem yourself. Chase your passion or own your space, whether you are in fashion, business, or just figuring things out. This one is for anyone ready to step up and stand out.
Thank you.
Yes.
What an introduction.
You like it?
I like it.
Did I miss anything?
Strength, all of those good things.
Yes.
Oh, I appreciate that. Sure.
So people have heard what you do a little bit on the introduction, but let me give you a chance to introduce yourself and what you do.
Okay. Well, Tamara is right for name. I'm originally from Panama, but my family moved to the United States when I was quite young, and I grew up in Alaska. Yes, big difference from Panama to America.
Yeah.
But I grew up in the States, in Alaska, and wonderful place. You know, it's beautiful for nature. I'm from Anchorage, and it's a city that people wouldn't really expect it what they see there. People think of Alaska and they think of just cold weather and maybe some polar bears walking around. But Anchorage is a big city, and we have similar to Warsaw weather, I would say. Now, especially now. And I grew up there and family there, aunts, uncles, things like that. Then I also lived in California. That's where I went and did my university. And I also lived in Florida and New York, but not
everywhere.
Yes, I've lived a lot of places. New York was Western New York, not New York City, which is what most everyone thinks about. They're like the city, but I lived in Buffalo. And which is the second biggest city. Still a great city, but not New York City. And Florida was the last place I lived until once I moved to Europe. And my first destination in Europe was Italy. I lived.
You first came in.
I first came here, and I lived in Rome. And because it was always my dream.
Rome is my favorite city, actually.
Okay, you're in good company because I think it's an amazing city. When was the last time you went to Rome?
I went last December for Christmas.
Oh, it's a great time.
It was a great time.
Yes. So I lived there for 2 years, and then I decided to move south to Sicily, and I lived on the island. I lived in Catania. And it was a 5-year experience of living.
You've lived in Italy for 5 years?
I lived in Italy total 7 years.
7 years,
So now living in Warsaw 7 years, it's almost it's the same amount of time. But Sicily for 5 years. And Catania is a big city. It's not a little village. It's not Rome size, but it's a really exciting city for Sicily. And I enjoyed that. It was more like being in Panama or back to Florida because
Yeah.
it's tropical, more the warmer
Yeah,
weather.
the weather is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
It's
But
really
it
nice.
was different living on an island instead of living,
Yeah, in
mainland
the mainland.
again. Yeah. So, but Italy was always a dream, a place that I thought that's where I wanted to always live.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, it was a lot going on at that time, and not enough going on in the way that I wanted to have
Mm.
some more experiences, more opportunities. So I started looking around, and I wanted to be in a place where the immigration process was easier.
Yeah.
And there arrives Poland. That brought Poland into the picture. I didn't really know much about Poland. I had a good friend and my old tennis coach that was Polish, and they had told me things about it, but I never got to see it for myself
Okay.
until I moved here.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah.
Before we actually started recording, you told me about basketball, and you playing at in Italy as well? When you were-
Yeah, a little bit. Italy didn't. Place where I was,
Okay.
there wasn't anything super organized for women's league.
Mhm.
There were leagues for younger girls, under 18,
Yeah.
and that those leagues. But
Mhm.
for females that were older, no, nothing organized. I would just
Okay.
go and play pickup with the guys
Mhm.
and things like that. And then when I got here to Poland, there was a Facebook group
Mhm.
that was for basket lovers, girls that love
Mhm.
basketball, and I started playing with that. And and then we start to know about other groups for amateur leagues,
Yeah.
and we play a lot of tournaments too. So I just
Wow.
went to Gdynia 2 weeks ago and played in a tournament over the
Mhm.
weekend in Gdynia with my team.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's really impressive.
Yeah, I like
Because
it.
yeah, because I didn't even when I read about you, I didn't read about basketball. That's why I was so surprised. Like when you mentioned it,
Yes, yes.
I was like, she plays basketball as
I'm
well.
playing basketball. My knee wants me to stop, but I am still playing.
You're still pushing.
Yeah, still pushing. We'll see what will happen this year.
That's really
Yes.
great.
Yes.
So when we talk about I mentioned about modeling as well on my intro.
Mhm.
So when we spoke about when we talk about modeling, when was your start for that career or fitness in general?
Okay. Modeling started when I was a kid, a little girl. My
Okay.
mom put me out there to do commercials and things like that.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was fun. I did, a little kid, you like going on the set and
Yeah.
saying different things and smiling. So it started as a little kid. And then when I went to university, I was still modeling, and I actually had done a beauty pageant when I was in high school. And that was something that gave me a lot of money, for one. The pageants give you scholarship money. So
They give you scholarship
that was
money.
my idea of doing it. It wasn't really so much about beauty, but these scholarships that you can get. So it was something that was helping to supplement my university.
Okay.
So I got that, and then an agency was working with me from the pageant, and so I did a lot of things when I was in university. But time was very hard, and it was not enough time to do everything. And I was in California, super, super competitive. A lot of beautiful girls everywhere you look. So, you'd go to castings and you'd get some, and then there's times you wouldn't get the jobs. But and different looks come into fashion, different trends. And so I was ending up doing a lot more music videos at that time, because commercials in California at that time were the Pam Anderson look, the blonde hair, blue eyes. So I got my own work a little bit, but it was mostly a lot of music videos as well too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Living in California, how is it like? Because I only heard about it and saw a movie about it. I've never went to the US.
Okay.
Yeah,
Been.
I haven't been to the US.
Mhm.
I've only heard about it, about California. How is it? How it is like a very commercial city.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I was very lucky to move there at the time that I did. And this was before, internet, social media. So I didn't feel that much pressure. But nowadays, my God, I think it would be very hard for people. You see what everybody else is doing and what they have, and you would feel a lot of pressure. But California is very beautiful from a nature standpoint, but very crowded. Southern California, where I lived, was a lot of people everywhere, and it was very expensive. So you were really hustling, trying to, make sure you could pay the rent and all of those kind of things. So yes, the modeling helped to pay some of the bills. In Southern Cal, where I lived, you would see celebrities quite often, and it would just be sort of normal to run into people and different celebrities and go to parties here and there and do all that kind of stuff for fun. But I think it's a place that it's good when you're young and you're in school or doing some certain things, trying to build your career. But if you have kids, I think for me, I would want to live in another place. Southern Cal with children
is a little bit wild.
It's too wild. It's too wild. It's a little too much. But I always love visiting California. I haven't been back in a while, but from what I hear right now, I don't know. It may not be the place to even go for a holiday because of the way things have gotten with a little bit too much crime and a little bit too much going on with their social systems right now. It's an adjustment, really. I think what people see in movies and television, and then when they hit the streets of LA and see the reality with people living in tents and things like that, it might be a little overwhelming, or it might be certainly different than what they thought as the holiday.
So when it comes to California, and you've lived in New York as well, so are those places really does those places really help you to make your dream come true?
Depends what your dream is, I think. And yes, there's certain places that have a lot of energy. There's a lot going on as far as for startups and things in California. People can reach their dreams there, but both places are very fast paced. So you've got to be, ready keeping up, and you have to be solid with yourself and understand what you're doing, because you can get, I think, distracted by the wrong element as well. New York to me it's not the typical idea of America. It is its own animal. New York City is, not really, if someone goes there for a holiday and they think they've been in the United States, they've been on that continent, the territory, but the New York City experience is something absolutely different.
So which one, it's fair to ask you, which one is your favorite state?
My favorite state, is my home state, Alaska.
Okay, Alaska.
But it's a little hard to live there. It's so sort of isolated because we're not connected to the rest of the 48 states. But for me, if I moved back to the U.S., I would move back to Florida. Florida for me fits and checks all the boxes. Florida's lower taxes, and that's one thing. I don't like to have to give all my money to the government for everything
we like
I
that.
do.
We love money.
Yes. So like the way the states are, some of them you pay a tax to the state. You always pay your tax to the United States, the federal government. But then there's some that have state taxes. Both New York and California have a state tax and a high one. Yeah, they hit you hard. So Florida does not. Alaska does not. So those two states kind of fit better on my list because of that. But I chose Florida. I would say Florida because of the internationalness of it. It's a tourist destination, so there's a lot of action and things going on. It's beautiful weather. It's not, the South is definitely hot all the time. If you go to the North, you get more like 4 seasons if you want that. But it's a good state, and the economy is good. And I think it's well run by the politicians that are there. So that's a big difference too. So
hopefully one day I'll go to the States and I'll see.
Make a visit.
I'll go visit. Wait, which state would you recommend me to visit? Like to get a glimpse of the states?
I would go in Florida.
In Florida, right?
Yeah, because the flights and things like that are really affordable.
Yeah.
Hotels and things like that. Like New York City, hotels are crazy, and you can get good flights. But then California, you're way on the other West Coast,
Yeah.
and there are things to see West Coast, but I think Florida gives you East Coast,
East Coast,
and you can get to some other things like DC and Atlanta and then getting up to New York a little bit easier. So
I'm coming to Florida.
yeah, I would go in on Florida. Yeah,
I'm going to Florida,
yes.
definitely. So you lived, how many years you lived in the US in general?
Oh, I left the US right after like my 40th birthday. I'm an old lady. That's why I've lived in a lot of places. So I lived there quite a long time.
That's one of the impressing things that is. So you are still playing football. You're very fit. You doesn't even look like you're over 40 or you're over 30, let's say.
Yes,
so
well over.
Yeah, you guys, if you see her like in person, I'm very sure in camera you look much younger. And so that's really impressive for me, because I'm also big on like wellness and like being very healthy, eating healthy, having confidence in yourself, and all of those things. So how do you even be able to keep up with your body like that?
Well, I think a lot of it is where you started from. I mean, doing sports, being active like that does give you a good foundation. And, once you start to see the results of it, you may not want to lose that. So that's my thought. I'm like, okay, if I lose it, it's going to be much harder to get it all back again. So that's a major part of it, is being active, and that helps you stay younger, stronger. Then just being curious about life and staying open-minded about things, that open mentality. I think it keeps people young. You're learning and wanting to see and enjoy new things, and that I think keeps people a lot younger as well too. And then being here in Europe, I have to say, European food is a lot healthier than American food. We eat a lot of things that are for convenience, but a lot of those conveniences come at a price. We have a lot of additives in our food, and it makes it so that fast food. It's convenient for you, but it's not always gonna be the best thing for your health. And I felt like when I lived in the States, I just kind of had a little extra padding that just never went away. And the minute I moved to Italy, it was like, vroom, I got really skinny, and I wasn't trying. It was just the food was a little bit cleaner, closer to, from farm to table kind of thing. The US is so big. It's a large country. It is hard to feed everybody without needing to preserve the food. You got to get it from Cali or get it from the middle of the country out to the other places. Like in Alaska, our food, a lot of things are flown in, and it's got to have preservatives in it for it to last. So here in Europe, I feel like I eat a little healthier, and that has sustained me in the point of time when it's really important to be more dialed in with your diet. When you're in your 20s, you can mess around like that. But when you get to your 30s and 40s, you gotta kind of clean it up. And so I was living here at that point, and then that made it a little easier.
Yeah. So guys, I'm telling you, you have to watch what you're eating.
You do.
Because look at her.
Thank you.
When you're over 50, you don't want to look like you're 70-year-old or something like that.
Or feel like you're 70.
Feel like.
Yeah, that's really the big thing is, health is wealth. And you really, once you get to a point where you let it go, it is so much harder to let it come back. And, for both men and women, we have our different challenges once we get to a certain age. But for women, a lot of things we need are really dependent on our diet, our hormonal balance. Really, our diet comes into play with that. So I've stopped drinking coffee recently, and I see
coffee is bad.
It's not bad for you. it's just I was overdoing it. I really was. I was going crazy, thinking at 8 o'clock at night having a cup of coffee wasn't going to make my sleep not a problem. So
Wow.
I had to cut it back. So I drink decaf most
Mhm.
of the day. I'll have like maybe in there one regular coffee,
Mhm.
but what it does is like decaf, like caffeine kind of blocks your sensors. So you don't feel certain things that you're tired, or you don't feel even certain pleasures in different foods and things like that. So you might overeat and all of that stuff. So it has a whole triggering effect. And really, since I stopped with coffee, I really feel like I sleep better for sure. And sleep is what our body needs. Your body needs
Yeah.
to heal and sleep. And I just feel like the enjoyment is there back again in foods that the coffee was kind of masking all of that.
Wow.
Hmm.
I don't like coffee.
I love coffee.
Yeah, nah. Me personally,
Uh-huh.
I think it's natural for me to not drink coffee
An
because I don't.
Ethiopian does not like coffee. How
Yeah,
is that
that's not possible. Like on paper, that cannot be possible.
Yeah.
But I'm living.
You're
I'm a living
showing it.
proof.
Yeah, you're the proof of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
Mhm.
I'm the living proof of it.
Yes, one of the famous coffees that Panama has that
Mhm.
we are famous for is geisha coffee, but it comes originally from Ethiopia, like a lot of coffee
Oh,
does. And this was brought to Panama, and in our mountain region, it flourished.
okay.
And geisha coffee was the most expensive coffee that you can buy in the world
Really?
by the ounce. Yeah,
It's
and
it's like the
it's a
seed go.
specialty coffee
Okay.
that is grown in our mountain region.
Okay.
And it's, we don't grow a lot of it. So I think part of the price thing is,
Yeah.
less supply, kind of gives it a
High demand,
high
yeah.
demand. But it's an Ethiopian based bean that has been raised in Panama since the 60s. And then over the time, the coffee lovers, the aficionados love geisha. And
Yeah.
it's something that I remember seeing something that the most expensive cup of geisha was €50 for a cup of coffee in
50 euros for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, for geisha coffee. And
Wow.
I've bought it here in Panama. I mean, here in Warsaw, there's a couple places that
Yeah.
will carry geisha, and I've bought it here too.
Wow,
Yeah,
you
it's
must
not
love
not 50.
coffee a lot.
Well, it was something that I wanted to
To
do
try,
to have the
okay.
experience,
Yeah,
here
yeah.
in Poland, because it's something you can get in Panama pretty easily.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Yeah, it was good I had to call so many places, and I finally reached one coffee bar, and he said, "Oh yeah, we have just a little bit left, enough for maybe 2 cups." And I was like, "Okay, I'm coming. we're gonna have some geisha today."
All right. So we talk about a lot of stuff, but also that appeals to me is the modeling thing. When you moved to Europe, what was the challenge that you faced when you want to like, let's say, pursue the career of modeling?
Well, when I moved, a couple things were the challenge. First of all, I was in a different market at this point now. The American market has a specific look, and then I was now in Europe. So it was something different just to get to know, what was going on in this marketplace. I was also in a different age range now, but it was actually a good thing. I had stepped out of modeling for a while because you get to a certain age where you're not the 21-year-old anymore, but now I don't have gray hair yet and everything to look like the 50-60-year-old yet. So by the time I got to Europe, now I was able to be considered a mature model, and that was good. It was also nice to be in a situation where you had more African models around you, and that was something that I didn't see many African models in the US. We have Black models, but here it was great to see all these girls coming from Ethiopia, from different countries, Somalia, everything, and to be much closer to working with some of them. So yeah, it was just a whole new, different players, a different market, and for me, a different target audience that I was starting to get a chance to do different things with. So I got some brands that I did some things with in Italy, and then I've been, I think, even busier since I moved to Poland.
So when you was in Italy, like what are the brands that you worked with?
I did a lot of stuff with different jewelry brands and
Okay.
fashion, clothing, in smaller things in Italy and Rome, and then
Okay.
in Sicily as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to also ask you, well, about the how young the modeling industry is. Like the people who are in modeling are very like 20 years old, 21-year olds,
Even younger
even
sometimes.
even
Yeah.
younger sometimes. So when it comes to being like you called it a mature model, right? And
Yes.
when it comes to
That's
being
our
a mature,
title now.
yeah, it's that's the title that
Yeah,
we have.
yes. Now I'm a mature model.
Mature model, yeah.
Yes.
So when it comes to mature modeling, I really don't, I really didn't know that it exists as well.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a marketplace that is growing and opening because you've got all these baby boomers. And I mean, when you think about it, some of the faces that a lot of us know and love, they're my age. Naomi Campbell is my age. You know, so many of the models that were the supermodels, the original supermodels, they're all in their 50s now. So yes, there is still a realm of models that are in that mature model look that are still doing things. But yeah, modeling is still a young person's, the majority of the products and services that are out there. They're looking for someone that's, you know, early 20s.
Early 20s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for people who want to, who are like older, let's say, or who, in general, it's not only about modeling, to be honest. When it comes to passion, some people say when the age matter, they say. So I'm a strong believer that age doesn't matter to start out anything or to pursue.
It's not a barrier.
Yeah, it's not a barrier. So do you have something to say for those people?
Definitely. Like I said, it's not a barrier. It's something that, you know, nowadays we have so much media and there's looks that they want for everything. And there are agencies that are looking for different faces and different, you know, looks. And I think they have projects for people. And like the agency that I work with here in Poland, everyone's 40 and over. So we are just a mature modeling agency. And so when the clients come to us, that's what they're looking for. And we have, you know, some unique looks, and then we have some very standard commercial kind of look. And we have models that are Black, Asian, everything here in Poland. And I've worked from this agency here in Latvia. They've booked me.
Latvia.
They've booked me with jobs there.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's a smaller market that didn't have some ethnic models that they were looking for, and so Poland was able to supply that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Latvia. That's a really small country, right?
Yes, it's tiny but pretty, very pretty. I had a nice
I've
time
never
there.
been there, but yeah, I've heard about it. So that's really good.
Yeah.
So like I said, people, if you want to pursue your dreams, age should not be a barrier. Like age should never be a barrier. You just have to do it. Just do it. Like just get up and pursue it.
Yes.
Then
yes.
you'd be like the very amazing woman right here that I am.
You'd be very surprised.
Yeah.
You know, modeling actually is something where, yes, you're going to get no's. You're going to hear no's, but don't stop. Don't let it stop you.
Yeah.
Be ready for a little bit of rejection. But there's going to be someone who's going to say yes. There'll be a project or two that'll get you started and give you that confidence. And then, you know, we can build your own brand here now, you know, in this world now as well, too.
Yeah.
So that's something that people can do, you know, different like user generated content that you become the brand, and you don't have to wait for an agency to say, oh, you're the one for us.
Yeah, we have social media. You can promote yourself. You can do a lot of things. And probably back in the days, it was much harder. Yeah.
We didn't have that concept.
Social media and stuff like that. It's crazy.
We just didn't have that back then. Every once in a while, you saw somebody investing in maybe doing a calendar of themselves, and that was popular back in, a girl shooting a calendar, and she did all the production and everything like that and sold it as a product. But social media, total new level.
It's a different level.
Yeah,
The amount of reachability that you get as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Crazy thing, guys. So 82% of you watching right now are not subscribed to our channel. So me and my team have decided to do one thing. When we hit 300 subscribers, we're gonna have a global giveaway. So in order to tune in, just subscribe, and after we hit 300, you can comment us and we can choose one subscriber in order to give the giveaway. Thank you. All right, guys, we're back again. We've been talking a lot about from Panama all the way from Alaska. We've gone to New York, California, and we came here to Europe now.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's one thing. So I saw that you were featured on a TV show. Was it a TV show or a reality show? Let's say.
Okay.
The 13th. The 13th edition of the top model.
Top model.
Yeah.
Polska's top model.
Yes, yeah, the 13th edition of Polska's top model. So if people doesn't know about it, it is, for those who doesn't know, is the familiar top model show, which is the most popular fashion show in Poland. So tell us about that and how was the casting and everything.
Yeah, it was really an exciting experience. The show is famous from the United States, and then I never did it there. And then when I got here to Poland, another friend had done season 12. He tried for season 12, and he told me about it, and I didn't think about it much. And then there was social media notices about the casting, and he reminded me, and I said, okay, I will send things in. But I was a little nervous because I thought, well, the show is more for younger models, for newbies who are just getting started. Also, I thought, I'm not going to be very interesting as a storyline because I can't speak enough Polish to keep it all going, because it's reality television as well. I said, don't worry about all that. Just try and see what happens. And they called me and asked questions and said, we'd like to bring you in for the audition, come for the casting. So I did that, and it was a great experience. It was a long day, a lot of, but that's typical of modeling and acting. You are on set all day long, and it's a lot of hurry up and wait. And so it was a bit of the same. But, I was struggling because I needed to understand everything in Polish and what was going on around me. So it was, you usually bring someone with you, family or friends or something. So Brad, a boyfriend, and he was my translator. But he wasn't very into this whole modeling world and everything. So he was just kind of zoning out sometimes. I said, what did they say? What's going on? What are we doing next? And he said, oh, yeah, you have to go over there. I'm like, okay, thank you. But it was a long day. And then in the end, I went on stage. The judges ask you questions, and I got my yeses from the judges. And that was exciting. I was so nervous. You don't want to go on stage and embarrass yourself and get clowned in on national television. But they were really nice to me and very, very receptive to my look and everything. And then this year they had changed the format a little bit. They used to have this boot camp kind of thing where you go for a couple days and you get a chance to show your stuff a little bit more, and they get to know you a bit more, and then they choose the final people who go to the house. And so they didn't do all that this time. So they just went by what happened on camera at the first audition. And in the end, they said, okay, no, we won't bring you to the house because we have so many younger models. We don't have a place to compete you in. It doesn't make sense. So I said, okay, it's a good experience. Keep me in mind. And, then after that, my agency kind of wanted me to focus on on
Okay.
our clients and things like that. So I've been busy since then. But Top Model really was a great experience. And then I feel like I got a good edit. They did show me, and which was surprising to a lot of people. They showed so much of her, and then she doesn't go to the house. I'm like, well, yeah, the situation was a little different, but it was nice to work with them. Yeah.
So in the US they have the same type of top model US, right? So like, have you tried to go in the US?
No, I never tried in the US because I was
Okay.
already like at an
Transition,
age group
oh,
that
okay.
that wasn't.
So they
even
have a
the age.
specific age group they call out.
Yeah, the age. Well, Top Model, the format is for younger,
okay.
new models, and then they had some episodes in the US that were specialty, like
Okay.
they put men in there, different things, for plus size models, stuff like that. But it is still meant for mostly younger people. I think what needs to happen now, we need a lot of mature models to come and try for the show, so we have a little bit of a crew for us to compete against each other.
Yeah.
This season they did do a mature model. She's Polish, and I think she's doing pretty well. Yeah, she's doing well in it, but she hasn't modeled before. She was new.
Oh, a new mature model. She hasn't modeled before.
Yeah, she hasn't modeled before, so she was pretty new.
So it's more like so you didn't know, you were certain that they were not gonna accept you.
Yeah, I thought they weren't going to.
But you have done it anyway.
Yeah. I really didn't think I had a good chance of getting in there because I thought, okay, I'm too old and I don't speak enough Polish, and this is meant to be Polska's top model, so a certain look, But although in the years before they have had Black competitors, even one that won, Aussie won the show years ago. She's Nigerian based, but was born here in Poland, and so she won Polska's top model a few years ago. So that was definitely an inspiration. I knew the Polish people might be open-minded to it, and then there was another model that did well. Nicole a couple years ago, but she didn't win, but she was, competitive. So that part was there, but most of it was the age and the fact that I didn't speak enough Polish to make the interviews be exciting, all of that, because I should have.
So the interview went on with English?
In English, yeah. They did everything in
Okay.
English with me. And, next time, if I did something like that, I definitely would want to work on my Polish so that I could do more and be more relatable to all of them.
You told me you have some
mówię trochę po polsku.
Oh, okay.
But it's not enough to do everything when they're on the spot asking you questions and all that. So, but it's getting better. It's getting better. And most of the work I do here for modeling, it's English.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons they contact me or certain models, and like the whole crew will be English. It's British guys, the cameraman, so a lot of the crew will be Polish
English
as well. But usually it's been like the directors and the producers have come from London or something like that. Warsaw's becoming a good location for filming.
From filming, yeah. I've seen a lot of movement regarding about movies as well. A lot of movie people are coming here and filming and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's that.
And I've been on some sets, and I've seen such a mix of people, of like people of color here, and they're doing the background and looking like any other city. Like I filmed a commercial for Santander Bank, and there were so many Black people in that commercial here in Warsaw. It looked like we were in New York City.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, you've been that's my bank actually. I use that. I use that bank.
Use that bank.
You've been in that commercial.
Yes. I filmed that commercial, and it was kind of cool because we did a scene. my scene was on top of one of the hotels here, and it was like I was sitting at a hotel pool doing some work. I was supposed to be a businesswoman working, and a guy runs beside me and does like a big cannonball and jumps into the pool and sort of splashes me. Yeah. Meanwhile, though, there's no pool there, and we were shot it up on the rooftop of the hotel, and they made a little area, and then later on they did the pool scene with CGI and added it in. The director's like splashing me with water because I'm reacting to this, but there was absolutely no pool.
So that's how they trick us.
Yes. It's all in my fabulous acting. It was often Oscar worthy, but there was no pool, and that's it. Really, if you see that commercial, it feels like you're in New York. It really does. The way they filmed it, they had a yellow taxi cab down, and it was Złote Tarasy. They were shooting it in the background, and they left the sign up. It was all done right in the center, and it just feels like, is this Warsaw? But I could see some things that I knew that it was Warsaw, but they made it feel very international. Lots of international people. So if people are looking to do some film, TV work, and they're ethnic, they will get jobs here. There's stuff to do.
People are watching. We have also viewers from Poland, so a lot of people from Poland. Please, guys, if you want to do like modeling, or if you're interested in movies and stuff, there's a space for you.
There's space for you.
Even you can apply for Top Model, and you can be
exactly.
But how is it? I always question myself when it comes to like Netflix reality shows or any other TV reality shows. How do people like apply?
Generally, they put out a casting
like a job
call,
or
and they put out a casting call. Yes, a lot of the shows you are paid. This for Top Model, for that part I was not. Once you go into the show, they give you a stipend and stuff, because a lot of times some of these shows, the concept is that you have to live there, you have to leave your work and all of that, but many of the shows do a casting call, and you go to the casting, you can get on. Like right now, there's all the dating shows, and then Poland is going to do Love is Blind, Polska.
Love is Blind, Polska.
Yeah. So
I might apply there.
Get married.
I might apply there.
Yes, there you go. So I saw the castings for that. I'm not sure if they have finished it yet, but look for that. There's they have almost all of the same concepts of reality shows coming here. They're doing it here too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really impressive. Like I didn't really grasp the idea of how to apply to reality shows and stuff like that. One time I saw, was it Love Island? I think Love Island. I was interested. Maybe I can apply.
Yes, why not? You need love too.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
Life is good on an island.
Life is good on an island. So I have that wild idea, but I didn't know where to go to apply. So that was my question.
It is a lot, but you have to be ready that that you might have to go away for a little bit and be on production, and then afterwards you got to stay quiet about everything that happened on the show and all that, because it takes them some time to produce the episodes, and then before it hits the air, they don't want to know that you got who you got married to or who you were dating and all that stuff. So you have to kind of...
They probably make you sign an NDA or something.
Yes. There's a lot that you have to sign. And sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes I don't know if it's worth it.
I mean,
they kind of own you.
It's, if you're a media person, if you want to be in media and TV, I think it could be worth it.
Right. I think if you are just starting out, it's really can be worth it. It helps to build you. But if you've already built a portion of your own brand, or you have some possibilities, you have to be careful, because some of those contracts will limit you and lock you into them, and that's something that unfortunately a lot of people don't know until once they've worked in the business a little bit, you understand what how you want to keep your independence a bit, or you want to know that you're with an agency who's really behind you.
That's one of the things I'm afraid about, especially when it comes to media, because when you sign a thing, it's, you don't know what you're gonna do in the future, right? What you want to do, what you will aspire to do, or something like that.
Yeah.
So if he holds you back from doing the things that you want to do in the future, it's kind of a really hard
it
thing.
could be hard.
Yeah, hard thing to decide.
Yes. This is something that the music industry had problems with, once you go with a production company and they're spending money on you and everything, and then they own you.
They own you,
and then
they own your music. You
yes,
can't even play your music.
Your music at all. And so it's kind of the same thing in the modeling world as well too.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful of what's the trade-off that you want to do.
Exactly.
Some of those shows, it's good because it's it's a short-term thing, but like Top Model, unfortunately, it's not short-term.
It's not a short-term thing.
No.
It takes a lot of time.
Yes, it's and they got you for a while,
Yeah.
so you have to be careful what you sign.
Yeah. So listen, guys, listen. Watch out for those contracts that be thrown around.
Yes.
So
make sure you check it out.
Definitely. And it's those times where you don't think you're gonna be excelling in the future. Like you just be binded by the mind or of like, oh, this moment is enough for me.
Yes.
So you just it's the opportunity. So you just sign it. Then before you know it, you're just locked in.
Yes.
Locked
and
in.
they lock it in.
Yeah, lock it in.
They lock it in. Your social media, your everything gets locked in. They're like, no, you're ours now.
You're ours. You don't have a say.
You can't be out there doing nothing like that with nobody else. Our sponsors, our brands that we are doing, that's it. You can't do competing, anything that comes your way. You've got to be careful with what you sign.
So with that being said, like, how do you define success for yourself?
Oh my goodness, that's such a good question, and I think everybody has to sit and think about that question sometimes. For me, success for myself is just that. It is myself that I competed against, not other people. I have to think about it like that. Although sports makes you competitive, as you want to win and all of that, but you still have to think about being better than just your own self that day before, the next day. When you try too hard to tie your success into looking at what everybody else is doing, that's the time where you start to feel like you're not enough, and you may not even be thankful for the successes that you are having. So, but that's something that I didn't learn until I was much older, to really be, focused on what's my path, what's for me, and not comparing yourself to everybody else. But, success is really, to me, is kind of defining some goals, some real goals, and put them out there and know that or write them down, or, really speak those goals out loud and then go after them. If you're just kind of hiding from yourself what you really want to achieve, you won't push yourself to go after them. So you have to be a little bit, brave about putting your goals out there in some way, and then really going for those things. But also, like I said, don't compare yourself too much to other people. Everybody's journey is different, and you will rob yourself of the things that you really did do well in when you were just still always comparing yourself to anybody else's success. And you should be happy for other people's success, because then the energy comes back to being happy for you too.
Definitely. Because I'm always in the mindset of comparing myself to myself that is yesterday, and if I'm better right now from yesterday. But sometimes, it creeps up on you, like without you even knowing, you'll find yourself comparing with other people. Then it will really, really hurt what you got going on right now. So that's also one thing to notice. Right now, I'm noticing those patterns and I'm trying to, wash them out and just be my own self. So even people watching right now, like if you're facing that kind of struggles of you challenge or comparing yourself for anybody that you see, like the social media is a crazy place right now, and don't let the social media define success for you. That's what I would say, right? Yeah. So a lot of people, they show you all those flashy things and all those things that will eat your mind. It just holds you back.
And some of the things aren't real. What you see from one post to the next could be, something that's not absolutely real. So you can't always compare yourself to that, and not everything that glitters is gold. So you have to really, use some judgment there. But if you don't know where somebody else is in their story, in their journey, so you can't really compare yourself to them, because you're not both starting at the same place. And then you can say, okay, you did better than me. It was all equal. Everybody's journey is different. And if you look at where one person got this account, or this person, is making X amount of money, and you're trying to compare yourself like that, you're going to probably hurt your own self more than being motivated. If you can look at other people and draw some motivation, that's good. But a lot of people end up not being able to draw motivation. They get demotivated because they say, oh, this person's already the best. Where's the room for me? Or, I can't do it as good as them, so I'm not even going to try. Those are the kind of things that end up hurting you. But if you can look at others and stay motivated, do, but try not to let comparison take away your idea of success.
I believe every people's journey is unique and authentic for themselves. So stay authentic for yourself and understand that concept. And I'm very sure people will grow gradually by their own stories, right?
Yes.
Definitely.
And I think it's important to celebrate even your small successes. Everything builds a little, just be grateful for the first steps of walking, and then you're going to be running before you know it. But appreciate where you came from in that.
Exactly. So I have another question for you.
Yes. Maybe I have another answer.
Maybe you have. So, what do you want your legacy to be?
My goodness, that's another tough question. My legacy. Woo.
Yeah, that's why I announced that I have another question.
Okay, yes, wow.
Just to not hit you with this one.
That's a tough question. Generally, legacy, I think of legacy as what my children or family will think about me. So that's where I go with the legacy thought. And I just, see it that I want my family. I don't have children, but I want my family to think, okay, she did and lived the kind of life she wanted to. She didn't. She wasn't afraid of things and didn't let fear stop her. So many people when I moved to Italy, oh, you're crazy. You're moving so far away, and you don't speak Italian. You don't know anyone there. Yes, those are all things that can be a challenge, an obstacle. But don't let certain fears stop you from having that experience. And, it's a place like Italy's there. And if it's something I didn't like, America's still always there. I can always move back. So you have to have your plan B. But I want my legacy to be that I didn't let fear stop me from trying new things and experiencing everything that I could. And I wanted my legacy also to say that I in some way helped and encouraged others, that they could see that in my life too.
Definitely. I think a lot of people will learn from you.
Oh.
Yeah, I think just the way of your living can teach a lot of people, because I feel like a lot of people like struggle with health, being well, and also following their passion, their dream, what they really want. And a lot of people are afraid to do all of those things.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that really teaches people. And from my side as well, what I can say is what I can say is like a lot of people have their own thing. They want their own thing, like their own story to be written. They want to be remembered as someone who faced their fears, but they always hold themselves back because of the things that we talked about before, about the comparing themselves with others and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a good thing that you mentioned. In our channel, that's all we always say: just do it, to go up front, like face your dreams, face your fears. That's what we stand for.
Good.
So yeah, I believe you could define it very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
So before we go into the last segment, there's a very important segment that I like.
Okay.
But before we go to that, do you have any words that you want to say to women, to people living here? I want to say especially for women, you represent a big category of women.
Oh my goodness. My advice to women. Well, I have certain advice because, for one, I'm of a different generation, and my generation, we saw things as it was growing, and we got to see how certain responsibilities, certain opportunities for women developed, and you could kind of get the wisdom and the background behind it. The newer generation, everything's kind of put there for them, and now they can just pick it up and run with it. And some of them may not have the background on it and the full details of it, and so they know the opportunity is there, they just don't know the hows. So for women today, I really feel like take this opportunity because it's built for you already, and go with it. Know yourself a little bit more. I think women today get a little bit sort of categorized, and we feel better as groupthink, but know yourself as an individual, what your goals are, and then go for that as well too, because the opportunities now, especially in places like Poland, like in Poland, you see so many women working in tech. So many women having their own apartments. Here in Italy, you would not see that. You would not see a lot of girls or women. They're usually living still a bit at home with parents and family, and they haven't had a chance to get out there and get into the real world. I think Poland gives there's a lot of equality of men and women, especially here in Warsaw. Maybe it's different in smaller villages, but in the main city, you see just as many females doing their thing as you do in males. So the women have the opportunities. Just take it and go with it. Don't get so focused on this is feminism and all of that. Don't put labels on things, and just do what's important for you, and keep going in that direction, because the blueprint has kind of really already been put out there, and is ready for you to just take it and go with it.
All right,
that would be my advice.
That was really nice advice that people should take. You should take it, especially it's coming from her, who a person who have already shown that she can be an example. So all right, welcome back, guys. So you might be wondering why there is a champagne on our desk, right?
Yes, I am.
So me and my viewers, we know this is my favorite my favorite segment of the show. So we always do this at the end of our show to celebrate our guests. Like you said, a lot of people don't get a lot of time to celebrate their own achievement. in different ways. So we want to celebrate them while they are in the show and to give them some memorable time. So we want to
smooth.
celebrate you.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So we also want you to open the bottle.
Okay.
But I'm gonna remove this paper for you.
Okay. I think I have this skill.
Yeah. We're gonna taste that. Oh, okay. It's the easy one.
Okay.
All right. So,
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see
You're
what
welcome.
we've got going on here. Okay.
Waiting for the pop. Yo, I want a perfect pop.
Yes. Let's see what I can do. All right. So the cage is off.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, our cameraman is hiding as
Uh-huh.
always.
Okay.
Oh
There we
yeah,
go.
that was a nice pop.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
There
Thank
we
you very
go.
much.
Oops. The lamnia. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good. All right.
So cheers for all the success,
Thank
all
you.
the things that you have done, all the things that you have achieved, and yeah, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Stolat.
Cheers for you guys as
Thank
well.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice and sweet.
It's nice and sweet. I like this one.
Ooh. Good stuff.
Yeah. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Cheers for you for watching us until this time. And yeah, it was a really amazing time. It was really nice to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was great to talk about a lot of these things, and you had such good questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed your time, and thank you very much for watching again. Just like, share, subscribe, and you guys watch our episode, full episodes. We have episodes out, like 8 episodes. We are 9 episodes in, right? Yeah, I think we are 9 episodes deep in. So just watch our episodes. Thank you very much for watching again. Bye.
Thank you.